Hello and good evening. Welcome to Pod 16. I'm Drew, also known as GSG, and we've got co-hosting with me tonight.
Hi everyone, my name is Carly and it's Callsign Mother.
And then a special guest on this evening.
Everyone, I'm Steph.
So yeah, thank you, Steph, for
I'm
coming on
Steph
this evening.
Callsign Wheels.
That's good. So yeah, just a couple of quick things. We'll chat a bit more about the charity game in a minute. But whilst you're watching, if you haven't had a chance to donate, we've still got the QR code in that corner up there. So the pot is still open, and yeah, you can donate for there. So first of all, we'll have a quick chat about the charity game before talking to Steph a little bit more about his journey. But yeah, so you both came along to the charity game, which we really appreciate. Yeah, how did you both find it?
Go for it, Steph.
I enjoyed it. It was wet, but that's something we couldn't plan for anyway. But no, it was a really good atmosphere and a lot of interest there, especially for charity, which was the main thing. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to see any of the gaming out there, but from what I heard, everyone's enjoying it. It's really, like I say, it was a really good atmosphere all weekend.
Yeah, it was pretty muddy out there. I think I stacked it for anyone playing. There's a really high ridge line on the right, but you can get into some buildings up on top, which has got a really good field of fire. But getting up there, there's definitely a way, and I failed miserably several times. How I wasn't recorded, stacking it and winding myself and just laying there in the wet weather, I'm really pleased. But yeah, I failed to find that proper route up there about 3 times. But great gameplay. I think I was saying to you guys that it was almost like that scene out of the film Platoon, where it's just absolutely hammering down. You can hardly see because everything's misting up. And it was like being in a rainforest. That rain came down, something chronic on the Sunday. It was great fun.
Yeah, it was. I was glad I was on the gazebo at that point. Put it that way. Not that it was waterproof, so we actually prepped beforehand and put the tarp over it. And I'm glad we did, because otherwise all those.
Yeah, that was good planning.
Yeah.
But no, it was a really good weekend, and I've got a short video just sort of summarising a little bit about what happened. All of those raffle prizes and people winning, it was really good. There is a better clip I'm going to try and see if I can find it during the podcast that Krios put up. Yeah, it was a good weekend, and we managed to raise at least £3,000 for SSAFA, which is really good. And yeah, we're just grateful for everybody that turned up, whether they were a vendor, playing, or donated a prize to the raffle. Yeah, as I say, it was a very wet one, and if we could have pre-planned it all a week before, so we knew the weather forecast, then we definitely would have done. But yeah, that was. I That was the only downside, but despite the weather, we actually still did pretty good, raising money. So
It was a great weekend. Weather aside, it was a laugh. It was a brilliant atmosphere. The site was great, and it was nice meeting everyone. Yeah, it was good fun.
Oh, definitely. It's always great to meet, especially you cowgirls anyway. But met players down there that I've known on Facebook or Instagram for so long. But it's hard to recognise people sometimes when they don't have like a proper face pic and
Yeah.
they've got a mask on or something like that, or it's a caricature or something like that, and they're like, "Oh, I'm such and such." Like, I've been on your Instagram for 5 years. I'm like, "Oh yeah, sorry, mate."
I'm the same. I'm useless at names, and they're, yeah, I'm absolutely terrible. We need to have name badges, I think, when we're out playing, so we can be like,
Yeah.
oh, you're so and so.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like one of those speed dating things, isn't it? Like putting a sign on like I am such and such.
Yeah.
But I thought I had a stalker at one point because Callsign Hulk came down, but it was also at Warzone the week before, and I thought, you following me or something? It was nice to see players like that making the effort as well to come down and what have you. And because he don't drive or anything like that, and he put some effort in. To be fair to get to games, and that's what it was. People put the effort in, didn't they? So it was a good event to put effort in for. And I'd be proud of what you did. I think it's fantastic what you raised.
Yeah, absolutely. The gameplay and the way it was all set up, and just raising that money for the cause was superb. I was blown away when Drew, you said how much you'd raised. It's just fantastic.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's a lot of money. It'll go a long way. It helps a lot. It will help a lot of people. I mean, people like me. You know what I mean? SSAFA have helped me in the past. You know what I mean? So it's it will help a lot of people.
Yeah, that's good.
That's amazing.
I found the reel that Krios Photography put up and made. So all credit to them for this. Hopefully it'll work. I'll just double check this. This hopefully should go smoothly and show the right video. If it doesn't, I apologise. Bear with me.
Poised.
The anticipation is killing
Yeah.
me.
We're gonna have to watch it anyway after this, Drew. Picked it up. Is it happening?
I've just looked on the live stream on Instagram. I don't think it actually worked. It's just got me sitting there really awkwardly looking at the screens. So.
Oh, next up.
Yeah, that didn't work, unfortunately.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Yeah.
So if you go onto Krios Photography's Instagram, there's a reel a little bit further down. It says UK on the main thumbnail, and it's just a really cool video, just sort of showing you how wet it actually was, people playing and everything. So yeah, apologies for that. We live and we learn.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so we've got Steph on this evening, and thank you for joining us. We'll be trying to get you on for a little while. So yeah, great.
I'm such a busy person.
You are. So yeah, Steph, tell us a little bit about you, your journey, and what you do.
Well, most people know me as Callsign Wheels on Instagram. Hence the wheelchair, Callsign Wheels. So basically, I used to play airsoft many years ago. I've always had a business in and around airsoft as well over the years. Then took time out, and then a few years ago, it was discovered that I had a tumour in my spinal cord, which caused me a lot of issues over the years, and eventually I had that taken out July 2020. And which rendered me what's known the official term as incomplete paraplegic, which means basically I could still sort of walk with crutches. So my legs still sort of work a bit, but I still need a wheelchair to get about in and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually when I left hospital, when I left the spinal rehab centre, got back home, and basically I was looking at things how to fund my physiotherapy at the time and get better wheelchair equipment and whatnot. And I had some old stock left lying around, and I've just running ideas through my head, which don't take long because I've got bigger brain. But I once did a tombola years ago at Armed Forces Day just to get rid of all my old stock, and it was pretty much a success. So I thought that's a good idea. I'll get in touch with a few sites. So initially I got in touch with Andy at YPC, where most people know it as Halo Mill Proving Grounds, that hold it once a month there. Mm-hmm. But it's YPC, they used to hold the game there for 6 Mil Airsoft. And I asked if I could come along, set up a stall, but run it like a tombola, as opposed to, I sell stuff, but it doesn't really interest me selling stuff as much. In fact, if it makes sense. It was more about the tombola, get some decent prizes in. People can win it, and it obviously helps raise money, rather than go capping into any charities or all like that, like the Legion or anything like that. I've got the means to do things, and I've got back in touch with suppliers like New Pro, Combat UK, Fat Trade, AK, Viper, and whatnot. They said, yeah, they'll still supply me. And it just grew from there, and eventually just messaged over the sites. Stuart from Halo Mill, he said, yeah, not a problem. No Man's Land, eventually Dirty Dog up in North East.
Yeah.
Quite a few sites have, majority of them said, yeah, like Warzone as well, you know what I mean? And they've all been supporting me. It's been fantastic.
Yeah.
The support I get from the airsoft community has been brilliant, you know what I mean? And then from that, what I decided to do, because I wanted to get back playing as well, he eventually got an add-on for my wheelchair, like a motorised add-on, turned into like a bit like a trike, and started going out playing with a couple of mates of mine. But I wanted to do something for it, and I hadn't done it for a while, but I started doing reviews of sites, but not reviews of like how the games go or anything like that, or how the play is, or what players take the hits, what players don't take. None of that rubbish, because that gets done to death as far as I'm concerned. Purely about accessibility. You know, what sites that I travel to are accessible to other players and whatnot. So basically, how accessible toilets are, how accessible safe zones are, what accessibility is like in the game zone, and it's not a case of trying to get sites to adapt to me. It's the case of me adapting to sites more than anything else. Because at the end of the day, woods don't come with an inbuilt ramp. You know what I mean?
No.
Like that. Or what's the ground like for a wheelchair? It all based on my experience and my knowledge. So it's and I've done quite a few reviews, and I've got a couple of more players involved, but I wanted it to aim at all disabilities. You know what I mean? I do it based on my opinion, based on my experience. So like certain bridges, I can cross certain bridges because it's wider for my wheelchair to cross over. This ground's quite soft, so it's going to be harder. So if you've got someone with your team that can help push you on it, it's like a Halo Mill. One lad will carry my chair up on the bridge, and I will wheel up and down the bridge then. And sites adapt their game plans to me sometimes, so they'll give me a special regen rule, something like that, because obviously if I'm stuck on top of the bridge, I can't just walk back to the safe zone to regen and come straight back again. And they've been accessible, they've been great and supportive of me, and it's got a few players involved that think just because you're disabled doesn't mean you can't play. You know, it's if anything, you've got more chance, because the airsoft community will go out the way to help you.
Yeah.
And my inspiration was I don't know if you remember him. He's retired now from the game, but Simon Tank Jameson from Southern Ireland. He's a quadriplegic, and he could only control things with a straw. And he had an adapted arco. He had a mini gun that came over the top of him, and it was fantastic. And I thought, well, if he can do it, and he's full paraplegic from the neck down, I've got no excuse whatsoever. So why not reach out and let others know that as well?
Yeah, that's amazing. Just the work you've done then to further like that within the airsoft community, because I must admit I'd be very naive and think, well, you wouldn't be able to go round in a wheelchair, or if you had a disability, you'd find it really tough going over some of the terrain we play in. But that's amazing that you're doing those reviews will enable those guys to get over that initial hurdle of even giving it a go.
Yeah.
And the fact that so many people have been receptive and the sites have been helpful in saying, well, yeah, let's modify that game to include you rather than exclude you. So yeah, that's amazing.
Well, that's exactly it. You know what I mean? It's like I say, I've had players come up to me, we'll help you, we'll push you around and this, that, and the other. And I try to do as much as possible myself. And it's a case of I'll go into a sniper position, so I bought a sniper rifle as well as a skirmish rifle and stuff like that. So I adapt my gaming to the site. You know what I mean? It's and they'll I'll get put into a certain area where I can be,
you can crack on. Yeah.
And and it's really good. Like I say, the sites have been fantastic and the players have been fantastic, and as a community, it's just been great. And if I can, there's guys who come and play with crutches. I can't remember his name, but he plays Airsoft Armageddon in Gisborough. Arrow. He plays with a crutch sometimes, because obviously he's harder walking from what I've noticed.
Yeah.
There was one guy, he's a wheelchair user. I'm not sure if he was at that game, Drew, but young guy, and he's got brittle bone disease. And
rings a bell.
Yeah, bearded guy, glasses, and he literally threw himself out of his chair, crawled along the floor, dragging his chair with him, and used it as a barricade.
Nice. It's commitment for you. He's getting proper stuck in.
To someone else or inspirational to someone else, I don't know what it is. You know what I mean? And that puts me to shame. And I think it was at the. In fact, he did. I think you saw him once. He was at the Midlands Airsoft Fair, at the car boot side down there in his wheelchair. And I thought that's what it's about. You know what I mean? And his brother was helping him get around the game zone, around most of Dirty Dog, and Dirty Dog had been fantastic with me as well. And I've got a good gaming zone around the ISO container village that they've got. But if it does encourage other players, no matter what the disability is, it's even partially sighted. You know what I mean? There's ways and means. It's if you want to do it, basically.
Yeah, definitely. That's amazing. What do you prefer to do? So you say you've got like a sniper and then you've got a skirmish. What do you prefer?
I prefer skirmish. Yeah, I hate snipering. For me,
Drew's like, no.
One day I'll have someone who likes sniping.
For me, I like to get amongst it, sort of thing. You know what I mean? I like to inflict more pain rather than just one shot.
Get stuck in.
Skirmishing's always been my thing, anyway. You know what I mean? And I feel like I'm amongst it more, but I just adapt to a game. If it's a game, so I'm going to use my sniper, I'll use my sniper. I mean, it's not a great sniper in the world. Don't get me wrong. It's I'll get about 2.5 meters out of it. If I'm. But I do think it hits about a mile away, honestly.
Yeah, in your head.
Yeah, in my head, yeah. But no, it's skirmish is my thing.
Yeah.
And like I say, it has inspired other players, even just able-bodied players, to get better than themselves. You know what I mean? And you have a good crack with them as well.
Absolutely, yeah. And I know we were chatting earlier. I mean, it puts my achy knees and my achy back to shame just to see you out there smashing it. It's it's fantastic, and it's great that the community is just willing to muck in, and everyone's there to have a laugh, and well, most people are there to have a laugh and have a game, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, that's what it's all there for, in the end of the day, and it's just, and then from that, I've got into rock climbing and done rock climbing for a while, but mainly indoor climbing and stuff like that. But it's given me the confidence to keep going forward and doing other things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just for want of a better term, but to step out of my comfort zone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's, but yeah, it does. But like I say, it's community that spurs me on.
No,
We've got
that's amazing.
some clips of you in action, which
I am in a world of shit. Lock and load!
Left shoulder, right shoulder, freezing. I'm going out blasting, taking my enemies with me.
I train hard like Bernard Hopkins, shadow boxing and boxing gyms, sweating toxins and losing oxygen. I stay fit from the top of my.
I didn't quite realise how loud that video was.
Yeah,
That's nice.
Hey,
Nice.
what, the last video?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I claimed that kill. I don't know if I hit him, but I still claim it anyway. It looks
Wow,
good on the
yeah,
video, so yeah.
take it.
That was
Definitely.
yeah,
definitely.
but that was Halo Mill, Proving Grounds, and I mean that's my home site. Is that? And to be fair, I can probably access, I'd say about 70% of the site. So it's because we've got a lot of trenches, but they do have bridges over most of the trenches, and they're just wide enough for me to get my chair right across.
Brilliant.
Granted, I had to make a run and jump of them sometimes and bunny hop my way across. But I've not fallen out of my chair there yet. But it's good, and they've even helped me climb into some of their towers so I can shoot from the towers and everything like that. So they do a lot for me. Does Halo Mill, and the guys actually own the site as well. Because he actually, when Andy adapts the site, he does sometimes think about what I'm going to do as well. You know what I mean? So, I mean, if it does get site owners to think about accessibility, then fantastic. But it's not something I do expect. I don't want people to think I'm an activist. I'm saying, right, you have to do this now. You have to do that. I'll adapt to the site quite happily. You know what I mean? Like toilets. You know what I mean? Most of them are all cubicles. Portaloos and stuff like that.
Portaloos, yeah.
So it is what it is, and sometimes the gravel, depending on what gravel is, or the ground is like into safe zones or anything. But yeah, it's just purely to say this is what it's like. You can access this, but I always make sure I always say my opinion, because I'm going to get someone that's going to say, well, actually, no.
Disagree with you. Yeah.
Oh, I've had it before, and it's a bit of a tool over in Lincolnshire, and he says you can't say that because it's not accessible to horses. Well, there's a video of me going around the site,
and you've managed it.
Say it is in my opinion and in my own experience. I can't say everyone's going to access it totally, depending on what sort of wheelchair system they have. They might have a motorised one. They might have a really big cumbersome hospital chair or something like that. You know what I mean? I can't guarantee it's going to be right for everyone, but if you've got all about it, you can adapt to it a bit better. You know what I mean? And just make do what you got.
Yeah, I think just the fact that you're putting out those videos from an accessibility point of view is you're going to enable somebody to at least log on and watch that video and think, do you know what? I think I probably could do part of that, or at least I could rock up, and I've got it in my mind of what I could manage and what I might need to expect to overcome. And if then that gets them through the door and lets them experience airsoft rather than sitting at home thinking I'll never be able to do anything like that, then it's a win, isn't it? It's
of course it is.
They're getting exposed to it.
Yeah, I mean HQ Airsoft, Driffield, XRF base. So most of that site I can get around, but obviously can't get in the buildings. But I can still go around all the old barracks, anything like that at HQ. When I used to go play down at Curtin Lindsay, Camp Sparta. Obviously, it's gone now, unfortunately, but most of that as well. You know what I mean? I was fully involved in all the games, just about, apart from in the buildings. So there is ways and means, and every site is completely different. You know what I mean? So, Halo Mill is a woodland site. I can get around most of that. But Skirmish Wickham, unfortunately, because it's more on the hill, and that will be a problem for me. You know what I mean? But Skirmish Nottingham, I got around quite a bit of that. A little bit hilly, but I still managed it. Fell out my chair about 3 times there. And then No Man's Land, again, I could pretty much get around that. Obviously, I couldn't get in the trenches, but I went around the little villages that they have. So you adapt to every single site. Every site is completely different. You can't. But I just don't want people to think I'm expecting them to adapt to me, which I'm not.
No, I think it's insightful. It's good.
Sorry, I'm just having technical difficulties with Instagram this evening.
That's all right. We'll just have a chat, Steph and I. We'll be fine.
Reconnecting us to Instagram, but we're still on the other two, so it's all good.
What's your favourite thing about airsoft, Steph? What keeps you coming back to it? What's your love for it?
Basically, the laughs. You know what I mean? Meeting people. I mean, obviously, what I do with Tom Bowler is obviously my main thing, but I love meeting up with everyone. And I've met up with people at Shift Your Rifts that I've known through Facebook or Instagram 10, 13, 14 years, and I've never met. So actually, through this, has actually meant I've got out a lot further afield, and I've met more people. And I hope to get even more further afield. I want to go down to Imperium at Faversham. They've asked if I want to come down, and I think when they use all their vehicles at the beginning of the month or something like that.
Nice.
I'd love to go down there. I wanted to go to Home and Test Mines, but I've heard it's shut down. But then I've heard again that it's reopened back up.
Is that the one in Cornwall?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that was on my list as well.
Yeah. So that. I think I'd have to make that a bit of a long weekend.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's about 7 hours journey for me down there. But definitely either Airbnb or something like that. Anyway, but
ditto. Definitely.
More sites, but I need to get my adaptation fixed so I can get that back out running again and get back out into airsoft. But I did break it by playing airsoft.
Oh no!
I know. 3.5 cans of equipment, but it was worth it. So, but as soon as I get that fixed, I can then start doing more videos and more, and get more disabled people back involved in it. That's it. Regardless of disability, have a crack. That's what it's all about, and encouraging.
And have a laugh, isn't it, whilst you're doing it? Because I know we were talking that's what I really love is the atmosphere of everyone's. Mostly everyone's there to have a laugh and have a great gameplay and like everyone. We were talking, weren't we, beforehand, that you help people with their kit when you see them come on the stall and you put them right with stuff and give them advice, and that's what I found invaluable. For my first months into
Everyone's got experience. I mean, you don't have to be ex-forces to gain experience in airsoft and everything like that. You know, and some of the best players are ex-forces, and the knowledge you can pass on, and they do to players. You know, and it's like people ask me about what rifles to buy, and it's in all honesty, I'm like, I don't know. If it shoots and it hits a target, it works for me.
Yeah.
I'm not a technical
You're
guy.
on to a winner.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
I'm not a technical guy when it comes to rifles and pistols and all that lot. You know, but a lot of guys, they're more than happy to show off what they've got and let you have a look and, you know, have a tinker around and even have a game, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. And the knowledge that people pass on is
Yeah.
great. And it's such a welcoming community because, like I say, with kids, women, and everything like that as well, you know what I mean? It's just, yeah, over the years, it's changed massively from being completely all male dominated to being quite a wide section, and it's welcoming to everyone. That's what I just love about it. You know what I mean? The atmosphere, every site you go to, tends to be real down to earth crack.
Yeah, I agree. I'm looking forward to the weekenders. The weekenders I've already been on have always been a bunch of like-minded people, happy to have a laugh. You know, you mention, oh, your riff looks really nice. What is it? And you get talking to them, and then before you know it, they're like, no, go and shoot it, go and try it. Everyone's really enthusiastic and passionate about just what we're doing. And okay, yeah, you do get the dickheads out there, but they're few and far between, and most of the time you've got enough space to lose them on the gameplay, haven't you? So
Yeah,
you
exactly.
can go and have a laugh still.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. You know what I mean, and just talk to people. I mean, from all walks of lives as well. You know what I mean? It's, you know, you might be someone who's jobless or anything like that, talking to a high class lawyer, but they're all the same.
Yeah.
I mean, a BB don't differentiate of what income you make or anything like that.
No,
You know?
definitely not.
But no, it's good crack and seeing some of the kit out there, the way I see people dress up and everything like that. And I'm not on about all the Gucci kit, and I'm on about like proper dressing up as nurses and everything like that.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, there she is. She was brave wearing that.
You know, I think it's great, but how they take charities on board as well, like UK did, and they have done for the past couple of years now. It's great because it is a great platform for charity work as well. You know what I mean? And they do tend to help a lot, which is obviously close to my heart, a lot more military charities as opposed to anything else. And I think that's spawned because a lot of ex-forces that play it. But I mean, last year you did cancer awareness as well. You know what I mean? So I love that side of it as well. They're so willing to help out, you know, the wider community as well. You know what
Absolutely. I mean? I thought that with it was my first time going to Shift Your Rifts this year.
Oh,
and they were doing it all for I think it was like a bloodborne cancer charity. So that was fantastic. You didn't mind spending and chucking your change in a bucket and stuff because you all knew that it wasn't going into people's pockets. It was all going to something worthy.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? And I've been to Shift Your Rifts now a couple of years, and like I say, and the amount of money it raises for charity, well, all of yours, you know, it's invaluable, isn't it? It's brilliant, and you're still having fun while you're doing it. You know what I mean? You don't, like I say, you don't need the odd 5, 10, 15 quid and stuff like that. You know, it's like I bought some tickets at the UK one this other week, and I said to Drew, whatever I win, unless it's a riff, give to the youngest, smallest player there. You know what I mean? And because obviously I left early, you know, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is a bit much a selfless sport, I think. You know, you do get your odd few numpties, but you get that
everywhere you go, though, don't you? You just
that's it, innit? You know,
the majority of the time,
yeah. But yeah, I'm hoping to get a lot further afield, maybe more next year as well. Like I say, I've been down to Wickham, High Wycombe, other week, stuff like that. So I want to try and get down to a bit more better planning on my part, and stuff and what have you. So, but yeah, fingers crossed.
You mentioned Imperium. Is that? I mean, where would be the one site you want to go this year? Where you think, right, that's my top one I want to go to?
Well, it was Holman Test Mines,
right?
Purely because, like I said, the way it was, you know what I mean, the mines and everything like that. Because it was literally a bit of a slam, but it's pretty much level. And there was from what I've heard, 2 kilometres worth of mines.
Perfect gameplay for you then.
You know, and that'd have been ideal for me as well.
Yeah.
you know, as well as there was a quarry outside, woodland and stuff like that. So there's quite a lot there. I don't know how I'd be able to do it, but I'd love to go back to jail.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I played there in the past, but obviously quite difficult because obviously I can't get in the upper corridors and anything like that. But you know, but anywhere basically, and just want to give as much difference as possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and again, just to meet all different people as well.
Yeah, have a laugh doing it.
Definitely, 100%.
Yeah, definitely.
Lenny's been in the comments. She was quite a bit earlier. She said Carly's only fan is watching, so, but I left that one out until now. Yeah, she's just commented saying airsofters are the biggest givers in any hobby I've done so far, which is very true.
Yeah, she's right. I think you get the right bunch of people, they will give their knowledge for free, and they'll do anything to help them out. I mean, you see that when, you know, you can rock up with your brand new riff and it's like something goes wrong, and people will just come out of the woodwork and lend you gear and try and help fix it for you, because they're desperate for you to have a good game as well. Nobody wants to see someone saying, "Oh yeah, well I can't play because it's gone wrong." You'll be running around with somebody's rifle and you think, "I've never even met him before."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cracking bunch. It's a really good bunch.
It is, and I've seen it time and time again. And even in the past with me, when I first started sort of playing airsoft, I think I went to a Sterling game once, and one of the guys lent me his SA80 to play with, which was weird because obviously that's why I had in the army.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'll never buy one. I'd never buy one of them anyway. Like, but you know, and that's going back what 2010, nearly 15 years ago. You know what I mean? So it's always been there, and it is. And like I say, people lend you rigs, lend you rifles, all sorts of stuff just to get you back in the game. You know, that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Everyone's there for the same purpose, and I'd hate for people to rock up, pay their money, and then be like, "Oh yeah, I can't play. I'm just gonna go home early, or I'm just gonna sit here and watch others." Definitely.
I mean, I've seen that happen, and sometimes they have, and they're like, "Oh no, sorry, I'll just sit down," but they'll still stay and have a good crack.
Yeah.
You know, and but even site owners, they'll try and help as much as they can to. You know what I mean? It's not just about taking money off you for the games. They will try and make sure, you know, if they've got any spare high weapons.
Yeah, that's it. If they've got higher gear, isn't it? They'll lend those out. Yes.
You know, I've seen it loads. You know, so it happens, and like I say, so. But yeah, home and test mines. If it's back open, yeah, I want to get back. I want to get down there. That'll probably be next year now. But Driver Wood, won't mind going down there. I've known Gareth for quite a while, from years back, and that looks a good site. It looks pretty flat from what I can see. But yeah, just as many sites as possible. Yeah. Don't know how much our lass would enjoy it, like traveling all around, and she does. To be fair, she does all the lugging around. She's a grafter. I'll give her that.
You'll have to placate her. Just promise her something, loads of chocolate, whatever she asks for.
Well, she gets fed. I do the cooking. I think that's the bit of give and take. She does absolutely everything else for me. So yeah, I can't fault her. To be fair, she is a grafter. I've taught her well how to pack a car. It's like Tetris.
Yeah, it looked like it when we saw you at the charity match.
Yeah, it's just mad. It's
you had your plan.
Well, I'm not an estate agent. I don't sell space, so you know that's my excuse. But the weekenders for us it's a bit of a social thing for us as well. She likes them as well. She loves Shift Race. She loves it at Warzone and everything like that. So she's got into even though she never plays, she's got into that social side of thing.
Yeah.
Which she thinks is great as well.
Chatting away to my mum.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And your dad as well, even though he's an Ipswich supporter, but you know.
Nothing to do with that.
But even like I say, from a non-playing aspect, she loves it. It's a great social thing, you know. So fair play, you know. It welcomes everyone, regardless, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, and I love watching kids getting involved as well. You know, it's when they just whip around and naturally they're
everyone.
so short anyway. You can't shoot them because they can hide behind the smallest blade of grass. You know, like
Yeah.
cracking little players and what have you. But yeah, it's good crack.
I'll never forget when a few years back I went to Plantation with a couple of friends, and we were setting up in the safe zone, and there was this like kid sort of like next to us, and he was all by himself, and he had a two-tone gun, and you could see he was quite new to it, and he was sort of like trying to sort of edge in with us a little bit, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
We started talking to him, and I think he was like 13, 14, something like that. And he was running around with a gun, and I sort of gave him my sniper and let him go on that. And now we've been friends 3 or 4 years, and he's finished college and sort of watched him growing up and that side of things.
Like a proud parent.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll never forget him sort of like, because he was meant to be there with his mates, but they'd all cancelled on him by the time he got there. So he was literally just there all by himself. So like, come hang out with us, you know.
Yeah.
But no, he was a sweet lad, and so you sort of watch him growing up now. And I don't see him too often, to be fair. But if I know I'm going down Essex way, I'll drop him a message and get a game in.
Yeah, we've done similar. We met a young lad, Alfie, at Skirmish one weekend, and Lenny had noticed that he was on his own, and within minutes was like, "Oh, come and join us, get chatting." And now he's on our team for the summer weekender down at AP. I think we're getting him to dress up as a choir boy. You know, he's fully embedded in the weirdness that we're doing. And I had to say to him, is your mum all right with you hanging around with us at Airsoft? And he was like, "Oh, you're my Airsoft mum now." So he's like, "I've just told my mum we're absolutely fine. I'm being looked after." So, but he's a real laugh, and we'll let him know. We'll message him and say, "Oh, we're going to be down this one, or we're going to be down AP on Sunday. Do you want to come down?" So it's always really good to catch up with them. But yeah, it's the same, just there for a laugh and come and join in. It's great.
No, it is. I mean, we've seen a couple of young kids at Lincolnshire Airsoft at Elsham, and watched them. I haven't been for a couple of months now, but I've seen them progress over these last few months from having no kit whatsoever to slowly getting building up, and
amazing,
and just get involved. And the thing is, a lot of older airsofters adapt to the kids, if you know what I mean, attitude and the way to speak as well. You know what I mean? So it's good that they respect. They're quite respectful of that as well. You know, most of the times and stuff as well. So, but it's good for the kids' growth, I think, as well. You know what I mean? In around, well, I use the term loosely, but responsible adults. Well, maybe in the safe zone, not when they're in the game zone.
Yeah.
But you know, it does give them that sort of encouragement and and maturity sometimes. But although I do think the kids are probably more mature 60% of the time than what the adults are anyway.
Thing is, it's easy, isn't it, when you can see like the guys who are playing for the first time, the full autos, the little mishaps in the safe zone, and running about, forgetting to put their mags in and stuff. And it's easy to bitch and moan about them, but sometimes they're so excited to be there, and it's just about capturing them and kind of sending them in the right direction and giving them a little bit of knowledge that maintains their passion and their enthusiasm and stops them doing silly little things, and then they can they'll grow to love it even more.
I mean, it happens to the best of us. I've seen it happen in the army, in training and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's end of the day, we've all got to learn at some point, haven't we? But hence why this is why my OCD kicks in when I see someone's vest not put together right. Straight army head comes on and goes, you look after your kit, your kit look after you attitude, you know what I mean? And but yeah, I'm like, and get that pouch on properly, and I've stripped down so many vests, just to redo them all. But people learn then, and they know, and especially the young lads as well. They, young kids, they think it's great as well, But it's good. I love it. It's good atmosphere, brilliant community, and that's further reinforced by what UCAL does as well. You know what I mean? So it's great.
Yeah, we say we appreciate like how supportive you've been of UCAL as well from the very start. And yeah, it's just been nice having that, and so just sort of trying to do right by the community and people's support from that is really good. Lenny's put another comment on saying me and Carly are very far from responsible.
We all have our moments. Believe it or not, even I'm responsible sometimes. I don't know when, but you know, it's. But no, I mean, what UCAL's been doing, I think, especially for women, you know, I think it's brilliant. You know what I mean? You offer that avenue into game for lasses and everything like that, and somewhere where they can all like confide in each other as well. I think it's brilliant. You know, and it's good that you've got that extra community for you girls as well. You know what I mean? Rather than just, you know, left to your own devices.
Yeah, completely. I don't think I'd have I really don't think I'd have got into the game. I've been playing over just coming up a year now, and I found the girls just by chance on Facebook, and I think it gave me the incentive to think, oh, this is not me being weird wanting to do this. This is not like there's other weirdo women out there that want to play airsoft. So like I found my tribe, definitely discovering UCAL. And yeah, it made it sound like, oh, there's other people around, that's okay. And I was saying to you guys before we came on, like, it's amazing when we see on the UCAL group like new members joining every week, and it's other ladies who have gone along with their other halves or gone along as like a work thing, and they're like, oh, actually I want to play this more. So it's great seeing the community grow. And it's amazing just seeing people like you, Steph, supporting it as well is great.
Definitely. I say it's just one of those things that sort of spiraled from a very small idea, and now look at us.
Done.
The clip that I was going to show you earlier, that you just saw me awkwardly sitting here looking at the screen, nothing happening. Throughout the podcast, Krios has actually managed to send it to me, so we can now actually share it with everybody. So this is a really, really nice summary of our charity game that Krios Photography put together. And it might be a little bit loud, so you might want to turn your volumes down a little bit. But yeah, so this is their reel.
When I get home, I want you. When I get home, I want you. Hello, 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 I got places to be. Places to be. Hello, I got places to be. Like me next to you, and you next to me. Hello, I got places to be. Like me next to you, and you next to me. Hello, I got places to be. Like me next to you, and you next to me, and you next to me, and you next to me, and you next to me. Hello, I got places to be. Pretty brown, round, got me weak in the knees. Slow up, you hold me down, I'll be adjusting my speed. I've been gone too long, baby doll, don't leave, okay, I'm mash. Put up on the gas, running up numbers, shifting the axis like I was NASA. But if you believe it, put a man on the moon, then damn what I gotta do. Gotta move that ass, that's right. Tell me what that fast track like. Baby girl, there's nothing that can keep me from you. It is always gonna keep me from you. Got me picking up my speed now for you. Please be loyal.
I'm obsessed with that video. I love
it.
It's a little bit close up on this screen because it has an actual portrait. So yeah, if you want to watch it, portrait properly, check out Creos.
Yeah, there's a couple of good shots of a little garden gnome from
Yeah.
Little Hobbit in there. I think she appeared in it a few times. So she was telling me on Sunday anyway, a lot.
She's wanting more
Some
autographs.
people used to call me the Hobbit.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything, but the fame has gone to her head.
Nothing wrong with that.
It is when you have to give her a lift to game day.
Claim it, that's what I say.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, so Steph, where are you planning on being next with your store?
Well, next week, rather this Saturday, I'm at Phoenix. It's always a good site to go to. Again, good atmosphere and what have you. Then end of month I'm at Lincolnshire Airsoft at Elsham. That's it. It is, to be fair to them guys, they're a group of players that set up to help fund going to play other sites, and it's just grown from there. They've had it just over a year now, and they just keep improving and improving. So I like to support them, and it is good atmosphere there. Hopefully, within the next 6 weeks, I'll have my thing fixed so I can do my videos again, and then just. It'd be mainly local sites that I'm going to, coming towards the back end of the year, anything like that. Obviously, the way weather is, anything like that. But depends what crops up and the weather gets in touch, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. I keep meaning to go down to Gunman Midlands.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
It's near Warzone, isn't it? Not far from Warzone. So I need to hook up with him, because that looks a pretty decent site. But my main goal is at the moment to try and save up and get my thing fixed so I can get back playing. And desperate to start getting some more shots in and anything like that now. You know, and it's I'm getting really itchy feet. If I could feel them, I would be anyway. But you know, I'll just pretend.
Yeah, just say you have them, then watch people's faces.
Yeah, but I wouldn't mind to get into some more weekenders next year, and because I do like the weekenders. The atmosphere is completely different, especially the social side of things as well.
Yeah.
We just hook up with people and have a crack and everything like that. You know,
It's not raining.
Hey,
Something's not raining.
Oh yeah. But even then, it's you know what I mean. It doesn't really dampen the atmosphere, really, as such, does it? You know what I mean? You can still have a good crack, you know. And
just waving at each other from other ends of the casino.
Yeah.
You can have a video chat conference, can't you, while you're all in your different tents?
Exactly.
Those are ways and means.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd like to try. I mean, I set out to do more weekenders this year, which I've done. So the more the merrier, sort of thing, and just purely so I can get out and do more videos. And next year, definitely, I will have my thing fixed 100%, so I can actually get out and do more. And that's my sole goal.
Yeah.
Like I say, it's all right doing what I do, which helps pay for what I need in physiotherapy and anything like that. I mean, I'll never walk again, you know, that's the thing. But it keeps me at an even keel, at a plateau, so I can carry on doing what I'm doing and you know, maintain the level that I'm at. But my main aim is to get more people involved. That's my main goal. And yeah, if I can get one person a month playing that thought that good,
phenomenal.
Then it's been a success, you know, and that's what I want.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
So yeah, I think we've near enough come to the end for this evening. But massive thank you for coming on and chatting about everything. It's been really insightful, and I think that people have enjoyed it as well. Yeah, and finally got you on as well. Well, you're not playing basketball.
Well, yeah, Tuesday night is my basketball night normally, but they've closed for summer now, so you know, which annoys me. But here I am. At last.
We got you at last.
Popular, you know what I mean? It just happens to be on the same night and I do something else. It's not because I'm popular.
No worries.
No, anytime, just give me a shout, definitely. And like I say, keep me abreast of whatever you're doing, and I'll get out there and advertise it for you.
Thank you. And thank you, Carly, for co-hosting with me this evening.
No, thank you, guys. It's been a real pleasure. Lovely to get to chat to you,
Likewise.
Steph, as well. Fantastic.
Aye, likewise, love.
But yeah, hopefully we'll see a bit more of you, Carly, as well. If you want to, that is.
Yeah, no worries. I've loved it, guys. Thank you. It was a great opportunity. Lovely. Thank you.
It's good. So thank you everyone for tuning in this evening. Really appreciate it. Apologies for a few technical difficulties. On my screen, Instagram was paused again, so I'm not sure if we're still live on there or not. I'm trying to get new Wi-Fi, but I don't think this Wi-Fi is used tonight. Thank you everyone for coming on, and we should hopefully be live again in a fortnight's time with another guest. So keep your eyes peeled to find out who that is. And we will catch everybody soon. See you later.